Welcome back to Bad Attitude C10. Alright guys, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm about to have to go on a road trip to go pick up something that I'm kind of excited about. And the first leg of our adventure will be traveling from where I'm located to Maybank, Texas to pick up Bubba, my sidekick that was with me at the No Name Nationals. And I know I've told several of y'all before I live out in the sticks, and y'all are actually going to get a chance to see it. And about a month ago they came out, and the gravel road that I lived on has now been coated with something called P2 emulsion. So the gravel road is no longer a gravel road, so that's awesome. I guess that means now when I get the truck going, I don't have to worry about all the dust and stuff other than from my driveway. So I've been attending some lives with Tony over at Tony's Hot Rod Garage, and I was in chat the other day of somebody else's live, and I've had several of y'all ask me exactly what the hell's going on with the C10. So it may appear that I'm neglecting my channel, but guys, it's far different than that. I'm on a budget. I'm on disability, so the build is definitely a budget build. Y'all might think it's going to be a lot bigger thing than it is because I do save and I do try to get quality stuff. But that makes the build take even longer. So where we're standing right now, or sit in my case, my front end, fenders, grill, front row pan, hood, and all that stuff is still at paint. The doors were at paint and prepped whenever I had my emergency appendectomy, and I did contact Todd and told him, hey, I'm not going to be able to make the race in September, so don't rush on my stuff, just fit it in when you can. And I guess that's something I never should have said, because I've always been told you never tell a painter or a machine shop there is not a hurry. So I'm waiting on all the stuff for the front end. We're going to pick something up today, and y'all will see that in a little bit. On the back side of this, after my buddy John over at Goebel's Transmissions, actually it's Goebel's Performance Transmissions, found out that I did not get the motor and transmission in the truck yet. He originally was wanting to put a trans brake in my 4L80 that will be running in the Bad Attitude C10, but I couldn't afford it. Well, he contacted me and said, hey, I hear the transmission's not in the truck, and I'm like, nope. And he goes, so why don't you bring the transmission and the converter by and let me take care of you. So what John's going to do is, he had just installed a trans brake in another customer's 4L80, and he checked out all the flow paths and the functioning of the valve body for the trans brake and everything, and he thinks he can modify the trans brake for my transmission and basically hook me up with a trans brake, and we're going to test it. So I guess you could say it's kind of like he's going to do a prototype of a do-it-yourself setup. And don't think this is a backyard build. This guy was my hydraulic instructor when I attended industrial hydraulics at TSTC. He's been building transmissions for a long damn time. So it's not like something that's being thrown together that's just on a whim. The dude knows his shit. So the cool thing is, he's going to take the transmission apart, check it out, make sure everything in the build is good. He's going to do the trans brake and put the transmission back together, which he did say he's going to allow us to video the transmission being built. And in addition to that, we're going to go ahead and put my converter in the transmission, and he has an intercont transmission dyno. So he has a test mule on a transmission dyno that he'll actually hook my stuff all up, and then we'll test it and make sure, you know, it's going and shifting through all the gears and the trans brake's working properly, and we'll see where the stall's at. So all this will be done before we ever put it in the Bad Attitude C10, so we'll know it's good to go. So the first leg of today's adventure is going to be going to pick up Bubba. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on time lapse, and for those of you that want to go along for the ride, you can do so. If not, I'll put a time marker as to when I guess you could say I get to Bubs. So y'all enjoy it and have fun. Alright guys, I'm about to be on this main highway and I won't be actually into a town for about like 40 to 45 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump straight on ahead and I'll video going through the town on time lapse so y'all can see the biggest little town that we'll be going through on the way to Bub's. So I'm going to go ahead and jump forward now. Alright guys, along the way on our journey to go pick up Bubba in Maybank, we're going to encounter this town, which is actually the biggest city we're going to go through on the way to Bubba's, which is actually not very big at all, is Corsicana, Texas. And while a lot of y'all might know that the Collins Street Bakery that makes the world famous fruit cakes is here in Corsicana, believe it or not, Mobil, Exxon, Texaco, and all those oil companies got their start in Corsicana, Texas. Corsicana, Texas was actually the first oil boom city in the state of Texas. Go figure. Alright guys, I'm jumping another 10 minutes ahead of time or so. We're going to exit the main highway and get back on another little farm to market road that's going to take us straight into where Bub lives. So I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a view of the countryside and put this on time lapse. So y'all enjoy the scenery and I'll see you in a minute. So right up here on the left, I've spent a many of weekends at a little outlaw track called Cedar Creek Dragway. Bub's house is about like 6 minutes up the road from there, so it was pretty convenient on just dropping the car off at times and just leaving it in his shop and coming back and getting it later. So, back on the road to Bub's. With my sidekick now in the van with me, we headed out from Bubba's, and the next stop will be Buc-ee's in Ennis, Texas. Now guys, when you live on a road and your driveway comes out onto a highway, well, not a highway, a farm to market road with a speed limit of 55 or 60 mile an hour, don't pull out in front of people going 15 and then realize you're blocking traffic and then say, oh my bad, and speed up. It drives me freaking batty. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump forward again about 10 minutes or so we get up to the main road and to our destination at Buc-ee's. Okay guys, for any of y'all that follow Mater's Workshop, this is the Buc-ee's located in Ennis, Texas, right down the road from him, that we actually met him at to give him the items that he won on the live we did with Tony's Hot Rod Garage. So we'll get fueled up real quick and then we'll get back on the main road, and our next destination will be Summit Racing in Arlington, Texas. Alright guys, I'm going to slow this down, and right up here on the right you can actually see Extreme Raceway Park, which locals call XRP, in Ferris, Texas. You can see right in front of me on the corner of the building, that is Summit Racing in Arlington, Texas. This is a pretty big place, and I wish they would have had this thing here back when I could walk, because man, it is loaded with, go fast parts, and I would like to experience it. Maybe I'll come back one day and video it. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get parked real quick, and then we're gonna go pick up what we came here for, which I will now reveal. So you know that old adage, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, in this case, it's gonna apply and be beneficial for both sides. So I contacted Bubba and let him know I had a 2009 Ford Escape I was thinking about putting on Marketplace and selling, because it has a transmission issue, and with me being disabled and in a wheelchair, if we were to drive it and it stranded us somewhere, that kind of sucked. So I was going to put it on Marketplace and try to sell it, and then use the money to purchase the bedsides needed for the back of the Bad Attitude C10. I'd gotten a late model bed, but I really didn't want to do that because I wanted to keep the truck period, correct. And Bubba was like, well, hey, I could use the Escape and we could just go pick up some bedsides at Summit. So here we are. So there we go. Did you know that short wheelbase bedsides are almost 8 foot long? So we had to take them out of the boxes to get them to fit in the back of the van. But the good news is they had them both. They don't have marker lights. They are 1967 fleet side bedsides. And I'm pretty much stoked. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I know it's kind of a long one, but we are going to do something kind of as a bonus. The first 5 people that tell me which 2 racetracks were mentioned in this video and what I traded Bubba to get the bedsides will receive a free Bad Attitude C10 hat and some decals. So leave your answers in the comments below, and I'll get back to the winners as soon as possible. And as always, please like and subscribe.